Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and City Council members. I am Steve Howlett, Assistant Director of Public Works, and this item is the monthly median landscape services with Garcia's Landscaping Maintenance and Mariposa Landscapes. Recommendation that the City Council approve and authorize the mayor to execute agreements with both Garcia's Landscaping Maintenance and Mariposa Landscapes for a total not to exceed amount of $6,025,000, which is a 3-year term ending June 30th, 2024. Agreement A8344 is with Garcia's Landscaping Maintenance for a total not to exceed amount of $1,900,000 in Region 1. Agreement number 2 is A8345. This is with Mariposa Landscapes for a total not to exceed amount of $2,125,000 for Region 2. And agreement A8346 is with Garcia's Landscape Maintenance for a total not to exceed amount of $2 million in Region 3. Background: voters passed Measure E sales tax initiative in November 2020. Measure E allows the city to reinvest in Oxnard through the community identified recovery and relief priorities. City Council reviewed the priorities and determined that restoring proper maintenance to the parks, parkways, medians, and citywide trees is priority number 2. Funding for these agreements is included in the approved fiscal year 2021-22 budget. Discussion. Request for bids for the monthly maintenance of the parkways and medians within the arterial streets was released on May 21st, 2021. Bids included monthly rates for these landscape services throughout the city based on the regions of approximate size. So here's a graph that shows all 3 regions and the landscape and hardscape areas in each region. You can see the numbers are fairly equivalent. Here is a detail of how the city was broken up into 3 regions. This was done for a couple reasons. One, to ensure that the work there's equity of service being provided in all areas of the city. So we'll have 3 contracts going simultaneously, but it also provides contractors the opportunity to bid on more than one contract. And again, to the left, you can see the area sizes of the landscape and hardscapes. And through all 3 regions, they're fairly comparable. The purchasing department received 3 responsive bids by the June 4th, 2021 closing date. The responsive bidders were from Mariposa Landscapes, Garcia's Landscape Services, and Natural Green Landscapes, Inc. Garcia's Landscape, Inc. was selected as the lowest responsive and responsible bidder for regions 1 and 3. Whereas Mariposa Landscapes was selected as the lowest responsible and responsive bid for Region 2. Financial impact. Staff has verified that the vendor meets all insurance requirements, possesses a business tax certificate, and is registered with the California Secretary of State. A total not to exceed amount for all 3 agreements for the 3-year term for both Garcia's Maintenance and Mariposa's is a not to exceed amount of $6,025,000, which starts July 1st, 2021. All associated with this cost with this agreement have been included in the fiscal year 2021-22 budget. The following table provides a spending plan by each fiscal year. So you can see at the top, it has each fiscal year, and below that, it has the regions and each contractor. So let me show, for example, Region 1, the monthly landscape services for the first year and following years is $576,000 per year. However, we also included some on-call services for each year that were part of the bid. And so they have a not to exceed amount of $57,333. And the same can be said for the other 2 contracts. You can look at the graph and see the amount that was included as well. So what are these on-call services? These on-call services are for extra items such as weed killing in large areas that are outside of the contracted area. So say there is a a buffer area along a street that is not included in the landscape maintenance because it's weeds and we just need a contractor to go in there and spray down the weeds, we can have them do that. Also, when we're looking at doing landscape improvements and turf removal, this gives us funds available. So as these projects come up, we can utilize these contractors to perform those services when needed. So that concludes this presentation, and staff is available if you have any questions. Thank you.